Hello friends, what's up? You're watching Mo69. So in this video we are going to review Honda Unicorn 2022 edition. So let's begin this video without any delay. So let's come to the first point, that's design and features. So the design of the Unicorn has always been very quite simple. It has a very simple visor and a chrome treated plate over there, and along with that you have a huge headlamp unit. This is not an LED one, this is a halogen one, and the illumination is a normal one, along with the two indicators, sharp indicators at the sides. And when you look at the side of this vehicle, I think the side profile is not so much sporty, but it's more like a commuter bike. I think at 160cc segment, if anybody has to buy we don't want a sporty but a commuter like family type bike, I think you can go for the Unicorn without any doubt, because this is such a good bike. And from the rear side of this bike, you can see there is a simple tail lamp unit. Once again, it is also carried from the old generation, and it's a very simple unit. Along with that, you have getting a reflector, and below is the place where you place the nameplate. And this is where the cost cutting actually seems to appear, where you see this sani guard. I think you could have given the ones which are coming with the Shine and SP125. I think that is the one miss that Honda has actually made here. Apart from that, I think overall, if you see about the looks of the bike, I think the bike is more like a robust and rugged bike, and it's not a sporty one, but the bike looks pretty much huge. And moving to the quick specs, let us see, it's 140 kg weight, along with ground clearance of 187 mm and a seat height of 798 mm. And I think the weight is 140 kg is appropriate weight, and ground clearance and seat height. I think the seat height is the one place where I think riders have to think, because some riders, they just won't get set with that 798 mm. So the seat height is the one aspect, but other than that, I think all the other aspect takes pretty well. And as you can see, observe here, there's a grab handle, a single piece of grab handle provided there. It's a metallic one, it's a solid one, having a very good grip. And as we move on to the side, like you get the seats, and it's a single unit, okay, single piece unit, and the seat is lengthy, wide, and really cushioned, and it really offers a very good ride. And as we move on from the seat, the next thing, that is the petrol tank. So observe, there's a bulky petrol tank over there with a very minimalistic. There is obviously no stickering that's running on this bike, and there's a simple Honda logo that's been pasted there with a 3D1 effect. And as you can observe here, there is no graphics that's running on the petrol tank or any of the parts, so that makes the bike even more simpler. And this has a capacity of 13 liters. So next, moving on to the switches, I think the quality of the switches is pretty much amazing in this bike. And proper places, proper switches have been organized. You're getting kill switch as well as a starter, and this won't get a silent starter. That is one of the drawbacks of this bike, but you are getting a very good switches, and quality of the parts overall is really good in this bike. And as you can observe, the instrument cluster, it's completely analog instrument cluster. You're going to get a RPM, speed odometer, and a trip meter. That is completely analog, along with the fuel gauge and all the other signals, including the engine malfunction signals. I think one place where Honda could have improved here is this. They could have gone for a digital, but still I think this instrument cluster serves the purpose well. There's additionally, you could have given a Bluetooth and gear indicators, but I think that is not required here. And we see here at the bottom, you have got this exhaust pipe. So it's a long exhaust pipe, and as you can see, there's a first level protection, and upon that you have got a still like a clip where you can just keep the foot. Then 2-level safety has been ensured, and I think overall this bike is looking really good. Next, moving on to the engine specs of this vehicle. So this vehicle comes with an engine of 162cc air-cooled engine, which produces 12.73 bhp power and 14 Nm torque. And complementing the engine is the 5-speed gearbox, having a single side lever. So if you want, you can just replace it with a double side lever, but I think this is the only one element which really looks like a sporty one. Other than that, I think there is no other elements in this vehicle which looks sportier. And talking about the engine, I think everyone knows this engine because so much refined now. It's become 160cc, and there is enough power and torque. I think even if you're moving at 20-30s with third gear, I think the vehicle just pulls off you when you just give the throttle, and that's so good thing about this bike. And next, moving on to the brakes and suspension of this bike. So the tires are chunky and pretty much broad. I think rear tire should have been a little bit broader considering the segment, but it's fine. There is enough grip in the tire. And when we speak about the brakes, you have got the disc brake at the front 240 mm along with the Nissin calipers that's been used here, as you can observe on the screen. And it's a very good caliper set that has been used here by the Honda. And when we look at the rear side of this, you get the drum brake setup, and you are also getting a single channel ABS, so there is no speaking about the brakes. And coming to the suspension, as you can observe, there is a monoshock suspension in the rear, and front you have got the telescopic suspension. And Honda Unicorn was one of the bikes in starting bikes which offered the monoshock suspension, and no doubt that the suspension tuning is pretty much good in this bike also, right from the starting days. So next, moving on to the ride review. So I think I got a chance to ride this bike for approximately 2 kilometers, and I'm going to share the experience of how the ride was when I was just taking this. And I have a pillion rider with me, and I just started this bike, and as I said, there is ample power even in every gear. And one more interesting thing is that I now just take a U-turn in this, and there's a pillion rider sitting behind, and the vehicle is 140 kg, but I don't feel the 140 kg weight of the bike at all. Especially when we are riding a Pulsar, we experience that weight, but here I don't feel any of such a 140 kg weight. That shows that there's a very good distribution of the weight in this bike, and that's a pretty good thing. And apart from that, as we move on, the engine refinement, the engine is pretty much smooth and refined. There's no vibrations actually audible and feelable. And as I said, there are road humps, a lot of potholes are there in this road, but still, along with the pillion rider, I think it is offering a very good quality ride, and suspension and seat are very much good in this bike. And apart from that, as we speak about braking, there is no doubt the braking is pretty much good, and the single channel ABS offered, so there is no questioning about the brakes, so we will not speak too much about the brakes here. And as I said, yes, this is offering me just there's so much power and torque. I am at the third gear now. I have to just overtake this. Any other bike I should have switched the gear to number 2, but here I am moving in third gear, and still I am able to generate that power from this bike, and that's a very good thing about the bike. And apart from that, I think this bike is really premium one, and especially who doesn't really want so much of sporty design, but a simple design, and who have a work like from office to home and small long rides, I think they can just go for this vehicle. And this is the price of it, 1,41,000 on road Bangalore price, and having 3 color variants, as well as this comes just in a single variant. So I think if you are interested in 160cc with a family bike of such character, I think you can go for this bike without any question. So with this, I'm going to end this video. So I hope you found something interesting today. I think with this, I'm going to end this video. Meet you in this next video. Until then, goodbye.